Yo, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm gonna be doing a horror movie review for the film Terrifier 2. Now, the other day, I did a review for Terrifier 1, the original, and I said that I was gonna do a review for Terrifier 2. So, here I am. I'm doing it now, and just gonna review it, give my thoughts on it overall and whatnot. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. But before I get into it, if any of you who are new, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Leave a like. And yeah, we're just going to dive right into it. So Terrifier 2. This movie was a fun ride. Um, I think that, this film definitely was an upgrade, you know, between the original Terrifier and this movie, Terrifier 2. This one definitely leveled up. Um, I just thought it was better. Like the opening scene, we see Art the Clown. He's back up again, and he's still alive after Terrifier 1, which, if you guys remember, at the end of Terrifier 1, Art the Clown shoots himself in the head and he's still alive. And I have a little theory with that. And cuz like of how he survived that, cuz I feel like in Terrifier 1, Art the Clown was just a regular human, and in Terrifier 2, he's more superhuman. If I feel like that's why in this film he seems more invincible compared to Terrifier 1, where it felt like he actually was taking damage and was affected by it. In this movie he was just like unstoppable, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, because when I looked up Terrifier 2 the other day on Google, and I looked at like the description for Terrifier 2, and I read, and it said in the description, it said that like Art the Clown gets resurrected by some evil entity. Now that could be wrong, but if let's just say that is true though. I mean, that I felt like that would go full on support with my theory that Art the Clown is supernatural in Terrifier 2. And like I feel like he is, like he probably gets resurrected from that little other clown girl that we see in this movie. Her name's like Emily Crane or something. I think she ends up resurrecting him at the end of Terrifier 1, and that's why he's still alive. She gives him like superhuman strength. Now, where did she get those powers? I don't know, but maybe they were in some type of cult. Later on in the film, we see like Jonathan reading some like these little like papers, and he's like reading them to his sister, Sienna, and he's like showing them to her, and one of them talked about this little girl Emily who went missing, and I think it's pretty clear that that's the little girl clown that's also in this film. So maybe it's some type of cult stuff, but I don't know. Anyways, in the opening scene, Art the Clown brutally murders some doctor, and right off the bat, I mean, like he literally opens his brain up and everything, and then after that, he goes to some washer. He goes to like wash his clothes at this place, and he takes his all his clothes off, and he's basically naked, just sitting down, taking a dump on a toilet. And yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, not something I wanted to see, but anyways, yeah. And then he basically just he's like, whenever at the beginning of the film, like we see that little girl clown, like the Emily, the little girl. And I thought that was just in Art the Clown's head. I thought that was just his imagination. He was just thinking about that. but I think she's she's definitely supernatural. Like she's like dead. Um, like yeah, I she's like dead, and I think this is probably Art the Clown's daughter. I don't know for sure. Um, but she definitely gave. I feel like she was the one that gave Art the Clown like superhuman strength in this film, and I don't know where they're gonna expand on this with the next film, but there's a lot of just like mysterious things in this film. But anyways, we get introduced to our main character, Sienna, which was she was a great final girl in this film. I really liked her character, and even her brother Jonathan, I really like his character too, and he's kind of like just like a geek, and he's kind of just like obsessed with like true crime, and like he's wanting to dress up like Art the Clown for Halloween and whatnot. And what's it called? Yeah, I really like you just both of their characters. So Sienna, she's a great final girl and sister, and Jonathan's another great final kid boy as well. Which I've noticed, like some of the horror movies I've been reviewing lately have had great final, just boys and girls that are like kids. I've been noticing that from the horror movies that I've been reviewing lately. So, I mean, it's cool, and their mom, um, what I forgot her name. I think Barbara. Yeah, she basically is like just like telling Jonathan to not like dress up as Art the Clown for Halloween because he was a real serial killer, which obviously with that they had some kind of like commentary with that they were going with whenever they were talking about that stuff. um but yeah, and then like whenever Jonathan he's like doing like the research about Art the Clown on his computer, um like he starts finding out like like what happened, and like what Art the Clown looked like, what he was doing, and all the kills that he did in the original Terrifier film. And there's like whenever it comes to Art the Clown and this little girl right here, Emily, I think that because you guys remember this part of the film whenever Jonathan goes, he's like in his school, and then he sees both Art the Clown and the little girl clown also like with them together, and they're like in his school like playing with each other, and there's like this like dead animal that they have in their hands, and they like throw it at him, which that was just disgusting, by the way. But I felt like that kind of like I felt like Sienna and Jonathan, they have some kind of power that they probably didn't know about, because it would explain why they're able to see this little girl clown while nobody else can see her. Because in the beginning of the film, like the guy that Art the Clown kills with the little broomstick on his head, he like kills him in the beginning of the film. He couldn't see whenever Art the Clown was taking the shit on the toilet. He couldn't see the little girl clown that Art the Clown was playing with, but Jonathan could see her, and even Sienna can see her at the end of the film. So I felt like they have some kind of power or something within them that's why they're able to see her. Which yeah, like I said, there's unanswered questions within this film that I'm still wondering if it's going to be answered in Terrifier 3. And then there's this other scene where Sienna is like, she's at a Halloween store picking out her costume, and this scene was just like, it was like funny and like also like kind of scary as well, because like Art the Clown's just like being silly, like wearing these like sunglasses and like trying to like just like scare Sienna, and he's just like being silly and whatnot, and she ends up just leaving, and she picks out this like awesome Halloween costume with like these little white big wings, and she kind of looked like Wonder Woman, um, and like her costume and whatnot. But I thought it was a good costume, and it was a good costume for her to be wearing at the end of the film. But anyway, she leaves, and Art the Clown ends up killing that guy at the store. He like smashes a beer bottle in his eye, and kills him, which that guy kind of deserved it, to be honest, because he was like he told Art the Clown, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up if you don't leave." Like nah, that guy kind of deserved it. Like you shouldn't talk to Art the Clown like that. You know what I'm saying? So, and then this this scene right here ends up leading to one of the most brutal kills I've ever seen in a horror movie. But because Art the Clown goes to this girl's house, Alice. Yeah, that her name? Yeah, like that. Her name was Alice, and then or Allie, I think, something like that. And he ends up going to her house, and he's like, asking her for candy, and she's like, "Oh no, candies, you can't have any." And Art the Clown, like, he gets mad and upset, and he like tries to, because she sees all the weapons in his like little bag, and she gets scared, and she just closes the door, and Art the Clown gets mad, and she should have just gave him candy, to be honest. Like she literally was making it hard. She's like, "Oh, you can't have candy, you're a grown up." Like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is kind of on her. She should have just gave him candy and just, went about her day. But nope, she decided to you know, just be rude to Art the Clown and just like not want to give him candy. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This brutal kill that she gets, it's kind of her fault. I mean, I felt like Art the Clown's kind of justified here. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like this Art the Clown, what he does here is kind of reasonable, right? And he ends up cutting her head open with like these scissors, and like cuts her scalp. And I was like, even with just that right off the bat, and like before that, he like cuts like her eye, between her eye. And I was just like, bro, oh my gosh, bro, he literally was torturing her. And then he like he starts like, he like literally tears her arm completely off. And I'm just like, yo, I didn't even know if I wanted to watch this movie anymore once I saw this scene, because you guys remember the original Terrifier. I even reviewed it the other day, and I talked about that, that Saw kill that Art the Clown did in that film. Like I said, that was brutal, and it was, but I think this kill takes the cake, because my gosh, bro, I literally did not know if I wanted to continue the movie after this. I was just like, bro, he was literally torturing her. This is one of the most gruesome kills I've ever seen. Like, I did not think Art the Clown could do better than that hacksaw kill that he did to that girl in the original Terrifier. And he suppressed that. Like, he somehow went leagues above that. So, I mean, bro, Art the Clown is, I don't know, bro. He has problems, bro. Like, he's a menace. But anyways, yeah, he's just like torturing her, stabbing her, and like, literally just, and then he comes back and pours bleach all over her and salt. And I was just like, bro. And he even like rubs salt in like one of her wounds. And I was just like, bro, this is disgusting. Like, I did not even want to look at the screen whenever this kill was happening. I was just like, bro, like, what am I watching, bro? But yeah, I was this kill was definitely overboard. Like, I get it. Like, Art the Clown, like, you didn't get your candy, but I mean, this is a little bit too far, don't you think? But yeah, this was just like a very brutal, gory kill. One of the most brutal, goriest kills I've ever seen. And I know, like, the Saw films, I've only seen a couple of them. I still have to catch up on that franchise, but I mean, I know that franchise is brutal and gory, but from the ones I've seen, um, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this Terrifier still takes the cake, with one of the most brutal, goriest kills ever. Just these kills are everything. But her mom comes home and sees her daughter, you know, and it was like kind of sad, to be honest. But yeah, she sees her daughter, and Arthur Clown's like just eating her flesh, and it was just disgusting. Like, he's over here like tearing her flesh off her legs and like eating it, and somehow she was like, because somehow she like was still alive after that. And I was just like, bro, what? um like, this was just like, how, like, she was still alive. And yeah, like, I was just like, bro, how some fans, with Scream 6, they were like, oh, how is Chad still alive after being stabbed like 15 times? How is she still alive? Like, she had her head cut open, her arm ripped off, like, stabbed like multiple times. Her eyes were gouged out, teeth knocked out. And like, bro, like, and like, she literally is like got salt and bleach all over her. Like, she's literally has a whole bunch of cuts all like everywhere. So like, the blood is all over the room. Like, she's literally has blood splattered everywhere, which the blood on the bed looks like dry paint, to be honest. But yeah, I was just like, how is she still alive? If she was still alive, for which, like, she does die eventually, but and same with her mom, but like, she was still alive for like quite a bit, like, after being tortured like that. So I mean, if she can survive that, I think Chad can survive Scream 6. So yeah, this was a brutal kill, bro. And like, later on, like, Sienna ends up putting that costume on that she got from the Halloween store earlier, to go to the Halloween party. And like I said, I really like this costume. And she's just like enjoying her time at this Halloween party. And meanwhile, her mom is just like over here scolding Jonathan about like, his obsession with Art the Clown and all that stuff. And apparently, because like, Jonathan was talking about his dad, because apparently their dad, like, he like offed himself, like, because like, apparently, he just like, he offed himself because because they explain like that, he was also, like, they kind of hinted at that he was also, interested in like with the Art of the Clown stuff as well, and he was trying to learn like how to stop him. Apparently, I feel like they kind of hinted at that, and like that, and then Jonathan found out about it, and he became obsessed with it too. So I feel like there's some connection here. And Jonathan's like, like, he's like, oh, he tells his mom that you're such a bitch and whatnot. and then she like slaps him, and then after he leaves, she goes to the garage and like she sees like her car destroyed, and she thinks Jonathan did it. And when she's like cleaning it, she sees Art the Clown inside the car with a shotgun, and he literally blows her head right off completely. And I'm just like, bro, like what the like, and whenever Ghostface used a shotgun in Scream 6, that's what he should have did. He should have blown that guy's head off in the bodega. Like he should have just completely just blown his head off, bro. Imagine if that would have happened. That would have been crazy. But yeah, that was a cool kill though in this film. And then while Sienna's at the party, she ends up getting a call from, well, it wasn't Jonathan. It was like that little girl clown, Emily. She was like luring Sienna to like come to this random, like this place, so that way, they could, kill her. But like they basically kidnap her brother Jonathan, and then like she's basically, they were basically luring Sienna to go there and basically try to get them. And when she tries to go for them, there was this other scene too that I forgot about, where this guy was like, he was like taking a piss, and I don't know who the heck decided to keep that in the film. Like I don't know who thought of that, because the guy didn't even die from that. But bro, like the guy literally gets his junk cut off basically, and then he also kills Sienna's friend with like this acid, and like he like throws it all over her body, and like hits her repeatedly with this spike bat. And that was a brutal kill. But like that other scene though, with like her boyfriend getting his junk cut off by Art the Clown, like that was just like gross. Like I don't even know why they kept that in. But anyway, Sienna goes to save her brother, and Art the Clown's just like whipping her with this, like, I don't even know what the hell that is, but yeah, he just like hitting her with it over and over again. And she saves her brother Jonathan, and what they call it. Then this is whenever I was like kind of like, this film kind of was like getting a little bit like just strange for me, because like like Art the Clown, like he ends up stabbing Sienna, and she like falls in like this water tank thing, and she like randomly like, I don't even know what the heck was going on, but like she like starts like, her body starts like lighting up, and this like little dagger knife was like lighting up as well, I guess giving her power. And this is what I was talking about. It's like, do Jonathan and Sienna have some kind of power within them that they didn't know about, and this like, I don't know, this magic dagger is like what triggered it with in Sienna. Like I don't know, I feel like they've had some kind of power within them, and that dagger just like it triggered that power within Sienna, and that's why she ends up like coming back to life after drowning in that water tank at the end of the film. And then she gets out of it and like stabs the shit out of Art the Clown with this sword, and basically decapitates him. And before that, like she literally like hit him with his spiked bat. So I mean, he was still alive after all of that. So I feel like it was pretty clear that Art the Clown was superhuman in this film, because in the first film he was like, he was getting stabbed and he would like take effect to it. In this film he was just like, getting stabbed and got decapitated, and he was still alive and everything. So yeah, he was definitely like superhuman. Like in this film. I don't think he was supernatural, because if he was supernatural, then he would be like a zombie or a ghost. And I mean, it just he doesn't look really like a zombie. And if he was a ghost, he would be invisible, and he wouldn't take physical damage neither. So that wouldn't even make sense. But I think he was definitely given some superhuman abilities or power, whatever, within the first film. And this film, like at the end of the first film, he literally shoots himself, and he survived that. So I think he by that point he was given some type of superhuman abilities, and now he's like, just really powerful. How exactly did he get those powers? I don't know. Like I said, it's a bit mysterious, but I think it's interesting to see where they could possibly explain these things in Terrifier 3, unless they're gonna just make him some Michael Myers type character where he's just like really mysterious, and like, we don't really know anything about him, and they don't really give any personal background to him. But like, if that's where they're going with Art the Clown, then I mean, I guess. But I mean, because he's already kind of like that right now. I mean, like, there's a lot of mysterious things within Art the Clown that we don't know about. His connection to, Sienna and Jonathan, we don't know about that, or even their dad, or, just, stuff like that. Like what was going on with, like, that little girl clown, Emily. Like, I feel like there's just a lot of mysterious things that I don't know. Like, if they're going to answer that in Terrifier 3, maybe. But yeah, so, this little girl clown ends up taking Art the Clown's body away. And then the film basically just ends there with, them leaving. And, they, survive at the end. And then the film gets, like, really weird. Like, there's this, like, post-credit scene. Like, where, Tara's sister from the last film in Terrifier 1, Victoria, because she was, like, basically the main character by the end of that film. And, Art the Clown ends up, like, running her over. And then he's, like, like, he's, like, eating her face at the end whenever the police, like, come up, and, like, before he shoots himself. So, like, and she survived that. And, then we see her in this film, and she's, like, locked up in some institution, and she's, like, losing her mind. And, she basically is just, like, I was just, like, so, like, weirded out, and also just so confused by this point, like, what was going on. Because, like, she literally, like, I don't even know, like, she gave birth, I guess, to Art the Clown. His head, his decapitated head, she gave birth to it. Like, that just made no sense whatsoever. And the film just ends like that. Like, I don't know. The ending to this film was kind of like, Like, I don't know. It kind of, like, just drops it for me a little bit. Not a lot, but, it was just kind of, I don't really like the ending of this film. Mainly just because, I don't know. It just felt, it felt random to me, just some of the things that they went with. But overall, I enjoyed this film, though. It was still a fun time. And, this film was just, it was a big improvement, I would say, over the original Terrifier film. So, like, overall, I enjoyed this film. But there's just, like, there's certain mysterious things that I feel like they're going to answer in Terrifier 3, hopefully. That, but, like, I don't know where they're gonna go from here, though. At this point, I think that, they're obviously gonna continue from Sienna and Jonathan's story and continue from them, but, when it comes to Terrifier 3 and whatnot, like, what exactly they're gonna do with their characters, I don't know, because it seems like Sienna has some kind of power within her, like, like I said, like that little knife at the end that was giving her power while she was, like, drowning in that water tank. There was obviously something there. So they're gonna explain more on that, I guess, and explain why Arthur Count is superhuman and his connection with Sienna and her brother, and just like basically giving more backstory to him. But in terms of everything else, though, I don't know where they're gonna go from here with Terrifier 3. But overall, I'm excited though, because I enjoy Terrifier 1 and 2, so I'm all here for Terrifier 3. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this movie overall. Terrifier 2, I enjoy this film. Let me know what you guys think about this review. Comment down below. Yeah, if I would have to, rate Terrifier 1 and 2 from 1 to 10, I would say Terrifier 1 is like a 5 out of 10. And Terrifier 2 is a 9 out of 10. Terrifier 1 is mainly because, like, I just felt like the original Terrifier was kind of just, there was not really any story. There was really no main characters. It was kind of just a slasher, and that's it. So at least, like, this film, of course, was a brutal slasher. It was, gruesome, gory, brutal, all that stuff. But at least it had some kind of story going along with it. We had an actual main character. Well, two main characters to focus on, So I thought that, just with that alone, it was a big improvement over, the original Terrifier. The original was it was kind of just a slasher, while this film was, it had more stuff going on with it. So yeah, I think this movie it's a definitely an improvement, a level up from the original. I really enjoyed this film. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this film in the comments below. Where do you guys think they're gonna go from here with Terrifier 3 and everything like that? I'm curious, but I'm excited for Terrifier 3. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm gonna be dropping more reviews. You know, probably on Sunday, eventually, or maybe next week, because it is summer now. So I already just had my last day of school. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be posting more content. So stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.